Hi, I'm Jennet Ingle. I am the happiest musician. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and click subscribe for me. That way, you'll always know when I drop new episodes, and it'll be easier for other people to find my channel and to become themselves happier musicians. Thank you. So, I've been talking a lot recently about visibility. What do I mean by that? Because I could easily imagine you, the listener, thinking, I don't want to be an Instagram influencer. I don't even like Facebook. I don't even have a TikTok. This is not for me. And I want to disagree with you a little bit because visibility can mean different things for different people. But what I really mean is externalizing your message in a way that feels good and feels aligned for you. Have you ever been in this situation? You're in a conversation with somebody, maybe that's a friend, or maybe it's someone like a mentor or a teacher, or someone with power over you in some way, a donor to your orchestra. And in that conversation, they suddenly make an assertion that you deeply, fundamentally disagree with. A thing that we often do is go, ha, yeah, and then just sort of change the subject or move on. That I would consider not being visible. In that conversation, if it feels safe to do so, you might be a person who is comfortable saying, I actually don't think that's true, or that's funny because I really see that a different way. That edge, approaching that edge of discomfort and stepping over it and being willing to externalize your own viewpoint and your opinion at a very, very small scale, that is visibility. It is seeing the edge where social nicety or power dynamics might make it so you keep your opinion internalized and move on through the conversation. But saying what you believe in that situation is visibility. You might have a website that is a static piece of internet real estate that simply has your picture and your professional bio on it. And you might do nothing whatsoever to promote that. I would say that that is not visibility. Sometimes we get so engrossed in the beauty of our own website, we tweak the color scheme, we tweak the font, we mess around with the precise wording of our bio, but we don't actually put any effort into driving traffic to it. We don't make that website be something that engages the viewer, that draws them in. I would say that in that situation, if what you want is for people to come to your website and take an action, like hire you for something or enroll in your teaching studio, your visibility edge might be writing new copy for your website that explicitly speaks to the person you are hoping will read it. Your visibility path might involve actively sharing that website, putting the URL of it at the bottom of your email so that every time you send an email, there's a connection back to that website. Maybe visibility would require sharing that website on your regular social media channels, just with your friends. Maybe it would involve having a business card made, wait for it, that includes that website and actively sharing that business card with every new person you meet. Having the business card is not visibility. Putting it into someone else's hand is visibility. Perhaps you have a YouTube channel or a social media profile, which you are trying to use actively as a part of your business strategy, as your own visibility strategy. What might visibility work look like here? It might look like turning your performative channel into something more engaging by simply adding a call to action to each of your posts. You perform something, and in the caption you say, "What did you think of this? Did you recognize this tune?" You could say, "Have you ever worked on a piece like this?" You could say, "You know what is really challenging for me in this piece that I am performing here is this specific run, because this is what's hard about it. Have you had a similar experience?" And as people write back to you, as people react in the comments, you react back to them. Suddenly you're having a conversation. That's visibility. Simply posting a clip of your playing is visibility, but if you're already comfortable with that, let's see what we can do to push a little bit further. Visibility can mean a million things, and your own visibility journey is something that we can talk about inside the visibility lab or in a one-to-one call that we might have. But for all of us, I think there is an edge. There is a thing that feels safe, and there is a thing that feels scary. And in almost all cases, I think, your path to progress, your path to greater impact, your path to perhaps greater income, these come through taking those scary visibility steps. And I can relate 100%. When I started my read business, the way I had started it was working with just one person who had sought me out. I was making reads for her full-time for a year or two. When I wanted to expand it, I needed some visibility around that. And my path to that in the days before I had a website, before I had really any computer savvy at all, was that I wrote a letter on paper and printed it out and mailed it to all of the oboists in the Chicago Union Book. That's not the way I recommend anybody start anything, but think about what I did. I had an idea. I had a thing that I wanted people to do. I wanted people to take action and order my reads. And instead of just sort of sitting with that idea in my heart, I externalized it. I sent a letter. I made sure that people who possibly wanted reads knew that I was selling them. It felt scary. Every level of visibility, every new step feels like a frightening action. I thought, if people know that I want to monetize this skill, they'll think I'm not a serious oboist. They'll think I'm not a serious musician because I'm trying to make money in this way that is, peripherally related to my musicianship, but not really related to my musicianship. I thought people would judge me. I thought it would probably fail. I thought that there was something shameful about this, like, selling out of my artistry. But here's the thing. I got a few customers from that. I got a few more customers after that. Every time I sent a new letter and later an email newsletter, I got a few more customers from it. I did not have a coaching program that I was learning from at that time. I did not know anything about marketing, about selling, about business. I didn't know anything. But every time I externalized the idea that was in my head by pushing out into the world a newsletter, an idea, a suggestion, a back to school sale, I got response back. When I had in my mind, I'm going to do a package where with every 3 reads, I add a colorful eraser. No one ordered that. When I announced that I was going to do that package, people ordered it. externalizing the idea that is in your head is what visibility is. And this might mean that you go all in on TikTok or Instagram and you create a channel and a persona and engaging influencer content. It might mean that you begin to get sponsorships from companies. Like these things are part of visibility. This might be something that you can do. But if that's not where you are yet, let's work with where you are. If you have a YouTube channel, let's talk about how to get more traffic to it. Let's talk about how to use it more intentionally. Let's talk about how to monetize the viewership that you have. If you have a social media profile that you occasionally post on, let's talk about how to do that with a little bit more intentionality. Let's talk about how to engage people so they come back and join your newsletter list. If you have a newsletter list, let's talk about how to use that with more intentionality to externalize your own ideas, your mission, your message, so that people know who you are, so that people can sign up for the things you want them to sign up for, so that people can see you, so that you can grow your portfolio career. That is what I'm talking about when I talk about visibility. It does not have to look a certain way, and it does not have to be 27 steps beyond your comfort zone. What I am talking about is determining, discerning, what is the message that you want to bring to the world? What is the offer that you want to make to people? And how can we reach them? How can we position your work so that it is possible for you to do, so that it is ultimately comfortable for you to do? How can we get past those fears, those completely normal visibility fears, and take some steps towards externalizing your magic? Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.